This is the 43rd episode of God's Chosen podcast. Today we are going to explore my thoughts on being vulnerable. Let's dive in. Enjoy.
What up, what up? This God's Chosen. How y'all doing tonight? Hopefully y'all good. So, today, I want to talk about something. Naturally, right? So, I want to look at vulnerability. So, if you've been listening to the channel for even a modest amount of time, you'll realize that right off the bat, there's a lot of levels to me and a lot of surprises. Now, one of those things is my ability to be vulnerable. Yes, vulnerability is not a weakness. Vulnerability can be a great strength. You see, I am not weak. You see that I am quite strong. You see that I'm not the person to play with. You see that I'm not one to be taken late. However, one of the things that I feel is a great strength of mine is my ability to be vulnerable. What does that mean for me? Well, let's get into it. So, you've heard my challenges. You've heard the things that I go through on a daily basis. You know that every day is a fight. Every day is a battle. In this space, in these moments, that's what it is. And there are days where I would rather not. But then I realized that the things that I want are quite massive. The goals and dreams that I have are quite large. And I realized that if I want those things, really want those things, then I have to fight every day as if my life depended on it. Because it does. Guys, you wouldn't believe the things that I have to fight on a daily basis. If I want love, I got to fight for love. If I want peace, I got to fight for peace. You know? If I want anything at all, I got to fight for it. It's not going to be handed to me. Like, here you go, on a silver platter. No. If I want something, I know that it's going to take a certain level of effort and work. Get it? A lot of people, they try to skirt around the work. They don't want to do the work. They want all the rewards, all the benefits. And then they want to pretend like they did the work. But anybody who's done the work can recognize an imposter. They can spot a phony. They know. So even when you think that you're getting over, you're only fooling yourself. And you think you're smarter than everyone else. You think no one can see through you. Well, I'm that guy. I can see through you. I know. You cannot fool me. Leave. There's been so many times where People thought they were getting over on me, and I'm laughing on the inside because I know the truth. I can see beyond the veil. I know what your life really like. But a lot of people, they put up this front and this facade so they could look a certain way, so people won't really know the truth. People won't really know that despite what it looks like on social media, they hurting inside for real. They not living the life they want to live, that they feel trapped in some situation where they feel they have no escape, where they unhappy. And they continue to put up this facade like their life is so great. From every post, you can't even tell what their life really like because it looks like they living their best life. But on the inside, they hurt. On the inside, they are sad. They are in deep regret that this is really their life. There's probably even a sense of unbelief. Like, how could I be living like this? And that's probably one of the worst feelings in the world because I couldn't do it. I couldn't do that. I couldn't live an unauthentic life. It would crush me. And I don't let things crush me. You know, if I'm going to live it, I got to really live. If I'm living a modest, mediocre life, I gotta accept that my life is mediocre. It's modest, but it's mine. Now, if I don't want it to be modest and mediocre, then I know I have some work to do. If it's modest and mediocre because of outside circumstances, outside influences, then I have to find those outside influences, and then I have to fix it. And then once I fix that, then I'm going to get to working on what I need to get to work on so that it won't be modest and mediocre. It can be grand and grandiose, and it can be bigger than whatever dream I have. You see, what these last few months, maybe the last year or two has taught me is we can strive to be whatever we want to be. Whatever goals we want to accomplish, we can get it done. But we can't be ignorant to the fact that there may be outside influences that's holding us back. I was ignorant to that. I had no idea. People made it their mission to make sure that my life was hell. I had no idea the plots and schemes of those who wanted to come up off my back while keeping me down, while delaying my dreams, my aspirations. And you know what's crazy? The reason that I had no idea is because as much as they was trying to hold me down, I was still achieving a level of success. I was still somehow able to make it through situations that I wasn't supposed to make it through. For every dollar I lost, I was able to find more. For every emotion, for every ounce of pain that I felt, I found joy and I found happiness in the little thing. Taking long walks in nature, admiring the beauty of nature, just feeling the oneness of nature, looking at the trees and figuring out, like, why does that tree look different from all the rest of the trees? Why does that cloud look so beautiful? Why does the sky have this purple, orangey glow today that just looks so beautiful and so unique? Why does the sun feel so different on my skin? Things along those lines. It was deep. Found joy, found beauty in the little things, the things we take for granted on the daily. But those things helped me get through the situations that I was going through. Those things carried me from one day to the next. My enemies thought isolation was going to lead me to depression. And there was a time where I was going through a deep depression, couldn't put my finger on what was going on at that time. But I knew something was off. I knew something was off. I knew, like, this is not me. And I found out later they were attacking me with thoughts that were not my own. They were sending certain thoughts my way to lead me into a deep depression, to cause me to end my life that way. But that didn't work. So they stepped their game up. They sent people at me. They sent somebody at me at a club one night that I was in. And that night was supposed to be my final night on earth. But God had other plans. Oh yeah, so they also do have some hackers that keep trying to hack my phone. And I think I met the hackers. I think we've met. That same night where the hitman was supposed to take me out. But it was a funny thing because dude approached me and he was like, had on the same jersey I had on. I had on a Devin Booker jersey. He had on a Devin Booker jersey, right? He came up to me. I immediately sensed that something is off about this guy and I might have to do something with him. I immediately sensed it, right? So he came up. He was popping at, where you from? And wow, wouldn't you know it? We was from the same place. Yeah, we were from the same place. Knew the same hood. So that was funny. But before he could accomplish his mission, he got dragged out by security. That was funny too. But I knew that something would be happening had he not got dragged out that night. And then we ran into the hacker. So we know what the hackers look like. This group, they work with hackers to hack people's phone, steal their information, and then use that information to blackmail. They've been trying to hack my phone for a while, and they have succeeded. Early on, they did. You know, some of them have some of my notes. They want to use my notes to sound like me, to steal my content, to be me, steal my intellectual property. Again, what's done in the dark will come to light. It will, always does. That's why you should make sure you're doing good things in the dark. When nobody's watching is the best time to be doing the right thing. You never know what God has in store for you. When you're doing the right thing, God can surprise you in many ways, unlimited ways. You can get blessings just from being who you are. You don't have to rob, you don't have to steal, you don't have to lie, you don't have to cheat. There is something to be said about doing things the right way. So when I come on here and I talk, this isn't about me. This is about just me being obedient. This is about me doing what I am supposed to do. And ultimately, I want to see healing for everybody who comes here. Healing for everybody who listens. Why not? It may take some people longer than others. Some people may choose that's not the way they want to go. And that's fine. We all have free will. But there are people who will decide to make a change. They will decide they want to heal. They want better for themselves. If I can reach one person, I'm happy. Everything else is icing on the cake. If I can help one person avoid some of the things that I went through, or even understand their experience from my experiences, then I'm very cool with that. If I can put some type of explanation to a situation where someone feels they don't know what's going on, they're lost. And if I happen to say something that clicks with them and resonates with them, and now they have an aha moment, then yeah, I'm good with anything to help anybody. You see, a lot of people cannot come here and talk about some of the things that I speak about. They're too in their head. They're too much into overthinking, overanalyzing, and they wonder what people are going to think. That's my problem. I never cared what people thought. I don't. No reason to. It only matters what I think. That's always been the most important thing. What I think. What everybody else thinks is not going to make me happy. So why would I worry about it? Why would I give it any attention? People gonna always think whatever they want to think. What does that have to do with me? Absolutely nothing. You know, a lot of people expect you to be a certain way. I don't pride myself on being a certain way. I pride myself on being authentic. So whatever comes along, that's one thing you're always going to see, me being authentic. When we are in war, we've got to do certain things to move things along in a way that is helpful to the cause. Move things along in a way that keeps people guessing. A lot of people think they know. But you see, being someone that truly understands a lot about human nature. There are so many levels to this game. One cannot truly fathom the depths. Because every time you think you know, I prove that you have no idea. Every time you think you know who I am, every time you think you know where I'm at, I show you something else. And that's because you'll never see all the cards. You're not meant to. We are not friends based off your actions. We may be going through it right now, but the reason we're going through it is because people are fighting for their selfish ways. People are fighting to hold on to the things that they've built. They're fighting to maintain their life, the one they've built on other people's backs. And I get it. But just as you are fighting to keep your life, I am fighting to save the lives of others so they don't have to go through what I'm going through. I can't stand by and let innocent people, and even if they're not innocent, even if they're not so innocent, you can't just treat people how you want to treat them. You can't do what you want to do just because it's serving you. No one is perfect on earth. But what we can do is still give each other the respect, give each other the love that we deserve as humans. We deserve love. We deserve respect. We deserve to be shown a certain level of respect and love. Some people may feel like they don't deserve it, and that's because they have past trauma, they have wounds that they haven't healed from, and that's okay. You can feel that, but it's not the truth. The truth is, we all deserve some type of love, some type of affection. We all deserve to be respected. And even it's crazy because as I say that, I know like there's so many people out there that's doing things to where they shouldn't get respect. They shouldn't get the love. But there's nothing wrong with treating people the way you want to be treated if those are the things that you want in your life. You want the love, you want the respect, you want the honor. But I know we got people that they don't believe in those things. They believe in something totally different, and their life reflects that. Their surroundings reflect that. But y'all understand something. It's not a day that go by that I'm not getting a check. Some days you wish you were. You wish things was different. But at the same time, again, you know you're here. You know why it's happening. It's because you can handle it. I can handle it, quite frankly. And I can do miraculous things with what I'm being given. even if it looks like I don't have anything, even if it looks like what I'm being given doesn't look like much. Why can't I turn water into wine? Of course I can. Of course I can. Why not? There are a lot of people out there right now that's afraid to speak their truth. People are afraid to be vulnerable. People are afraid of being hurt, of being rejected, of being mocked. And they're afraid of that uncertainty of what happens when they're being vulnerable, when they're speaking their truth. Those aren't the things you need to worry about. What you need to really worry about is, or think about, how liberating is it going to feel when I do speak my truth? How liberating is it going to feel when I am vulnerable? Now, the trick is you have to be first. You have to be honest with yourself. You can't lie to yourself. If you feel something in your heart and you feel that thing to be true, you feel that thing to be something that is not going to only benefit you, but benefit others, and you're holding on to this information, you're holding on to something that should be expressed, something that is very freeing to you and can be freeing to others. You may have a key to unlock something in someone, and you're holding on to that key by being quiet. You're holding on to that key because you're scared of what it might unlock, not only in yourself, but in your world. You've got to know that the things that you are keeping to yourself, the things that you are holding on to, why do you think that those things are things that you feel, things that you have felt in the first place? Why do you think that you've had the thoughts, you've had the feelings of whatever it is you've had, whatever emotions or feelings that you've suppressed? Why do you think you've had those thoughts, those feelings, and those emotions? It's not for nothing. Can't be. But you trick yourself into thinking if you put your attention in other places, everything will just vanish. You don't have to address your feelings, your emotions. But that's false. When will you grow a pair? When will you acknowledge that what you hold can change the world? You may not believe it, but every drop of rain that hits the ground, it makes a sound and it makes an impact. No matter how small, it makes an impact. Someone, somewhere, will feel its impact. And not only will you be liberated, you may liberate someone else. Someone needs to know what your story is. That's why I'm out here. Because someone out there needs to know my story. Someone out there needs to understand that they are not alone. I get it. I understand. I know what you're going through. I'm here for you. We can do it together. Two heads better than one, especially when they the right two heads. I want people to get away from fear-based thinking. Fear-based thinking will leave you nowhere other than in fear. That's low vibrational. We're not going to support that. Why would we entertain something as mediocre as fear? Why would we give it power over our lives? We should not. We have the strength to accomplish what we need to accomplish. It doesn't matter what people try to do. It doesn't matter what they try to take from us. It doesn't matter what kind of magic they try to throw at us. We are God's children. He will not let us fail. He will not let us down. Our mission is bigger than any spell, bigger than any magic, bigger than any enemy, bigger than any foe. We will not succumb to threats, acts of violence. We will not fall victim to the trappings of society. We will not be bought. We will not be bribed. What's $3 million? What's $3 million to me? It sure ain't God's kingdom. Not. $3 million ain't nothing to me. Who cares? God got bigger plans. I'm rolling with him. And I'm willing to step in front of everybody and allow myself to be vulnerable in these moments and share things that occur during my day-to-day. Because if nothing else, it's going to be raw, it's going to be real. There's no hiding, there's no sugarcoating. It's only authenticity. Ain't no hiding behind social media. Ain't no pretending. There is some strategy involved. But other than that, everything is going just the way it's supposed to go. With every test, I gain strength. Things that I didn't even know I could do is getting done. I am winning. I am conquering. I am thriving. I got people in their heads. I got them confused. They've tried everything. And then some. I'm still here, still winning, and will continue to win, continue to thrive. And some people might get irritated. Some people might feel away when I say that. Well, if that's you, then this message is for you. God wins. God wins. No fear when I say that. God wins every time. He is the author of the book, by the way. He knows the ending. Where you think you've got one up on God, he tends to show you different. When you think you know the way, God will show you a whole different way. Everything happens for a reason. And everything happens in due time. I'm here for the long haul. I'm here for everything that I know God has given me thus far. He's delivered on every promise. So what's 3 million? What's 3 million when God is worth more than anything? God is priceless. The gifts of God are priceless. Money ain't everything. Some people think it is, but it ain't everything. So I'm going to leave it right there tonight. This was a great show. I'm feeling this one. Real. I appreciate y'all. It's God chosen. I'm out.